What if I told you that season 13 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta didn't just bring drama, it brought complete chaos? Emotions were running wild, secrets were spilling, and the cast was unraveling faster than a cheap wig on a windy day. In the middle of it all were little Scrappy, Bambi, and young Jock, the man who somehow has more kids than hairstyles. The day started like any other shoot. Everyone had their makeup done, cameras were rolling, drinks were flowing, and people were pretending to care about their music careers. Then Bambi dropped a bombshell. Out of nowhere, she casually said, "Y'all ever wonder what would happen if I told people young Jock might be my baby daddy?" The room went dead silent. You could almost hear a pin drop. Carly Red froze mid-selfie, Spice blinked slower than usual, and Erica Mena leaned in like she was watching her favorite soap opera. Scrappy, completely blindsided, didn't even utter a word. He simply stood up and walked off set as though the world around him had just crumbled. Cameras followed him, and suddenly this wasn't just drama. It was raw emotion, the kind that excites producers and probably makes therapists nervous. Scrappy locked himself in his trailer, hoodie pulled up, pacing as if he were trying to make sense of a nightmare. Crew members tried to check on him, one offering water, another a protein bar like he was a hostage. He wasn't having any of it. He didn't need snacks. He needed answers. Meanwhile, Bambi was sipping cucumber water in the glam room, acting like she didn't just start a wildfire. When a producer asked what she meant by her comment, she coolly replied, "I didn't say he is. I said he might be. Just asking, what if?" That what if wasn't casual, it was a direct hit to the entire cast. Then came young Jock, strolling in with a smoothie, acting like nothing had happened. He walked into Scrappy's trailer, casually asking, "You good?" Scrappy stared at him like he'd lost his mind. "You really asking me that? You might have got my ex-wife pregnant." Even the sound guy holding the boom mic shifted nervously. Jock just took another sip of his smoothie. "Bam says wild stuff. You know how she is." That was all it took to snap Scrappy. He jumped up, nearly knocking off his mic pack. "You think this is funny? You think this is just for the cameras?" Jock's response sent the internet into a frenzy. He didn't deny it. He didn't confirm it. He just let it hang there. "I didn't say it wasn't possible." And just like that, the entire situation shifted from a casual joke to a full-on paternity mystery. Producers were already scheming, with one whispering, "We need a paternity test." Another asked, "Can we live stream it?" Mona Scott Young, calm as ever, just sipped her coffee, probably enjoying the spectacle unfolding before her. As the drama continued to escalate, Jessica Dime revealed that she'd seen Bambi and Jock texting back in January. The messages were filled with emojis, and they definitely weren't innocent. This wasn't a random joke. In the world of reality TV, any past history was fuel for scandal. Carly Red, never one to miss a chance for attention, took to Instagram with a black background and the words, "Don't play with pregnancy." Fans went wild. Twitter exploded with hashtags like Jockab, Scrappy Snap, and Bambi Too Bold. Things were spiraling fast. The confessionals began. Bambi, cool as a cucumber, sat down in full glam, her edges laid, her expression calm. "It's funny," she said. "Scrappy cheated on me for years, made me feel small. I make one comment, and now he's locked in a trailer crying." Meanwhile, Scrappy called his mother, Mama D, to confide in her. He muttered about Bambi's claims, and Mama D's gasp was loud enough to be heard through the phone. "That glittery devil said what now?" she shouted. "Boy, I told you about her." Scrappy was falling apart. He told producers he had done everything for Bambi, even helping her mom with dentures and standing by her through every mess. Now she was using a fake pregnancy to humiliate him on TV. "I feel like I'm being pranked without the paycheck," he said. Then came the receipts. Amy, Jessica Dime, Spice, and Sierra were backstage, full-on investigating. "This ain't motherhood," Sierra said. "This is marketing." Amy agreed. Jessica Dime added, "If she's faking this pregnancy for clout, I'm suing her." And just when things couldn't get crazier, Carly Red walked in, a smile creeping across her face. "Ladies," she said, "I got footage." Everyone stopped dead in their tracks. "Footage of what?" someone asked. Carly pulled out proof. Bambi had ordered a fake baby bump from Amazon, 2-day shipping, the same one Black China supposedly used for a weird photo shoot. The reaction was instant. Spice nearly fainted. Amy's wig shifted. Jessica Dime dropped her drink. They all demanded a face-to-face. No scripts, no filters. When Bambi walked in wearing a fur coat like she was ready for court, the room was tense. Amy leaned forward and asked, "Are you pregnant or not?" Bambi smirked. "Why do you care?" she shot back. Jessica Dime stood, and with an air of superiority, she said, "Because you told the world Jock got you pregnant, and now you're quiet like some Disney villain on trial." Carly slid the Amazon receipt across the table. "Explain this," she said. Bambi paused briefly, then burst into laughter. "Y'all really going through my Amazon orders? That's sad." Amy had had enough. "Are you pregnant, or are we just props in your drama?" she demanded. Bambi stood, tossed her fur over her shoulder, and coolly responded, "I'm not pregnant." The room erupted. Sierra threw her drink. Amy nearly jumped out of her chair. Jessica clapped like she was watching a roast. Scrappy, meanwhile, walked in. Everyone froze. Bambi turned to him and repeated herself, "I'm not pregnant. But I needed you to feel how I felt. You cheated, you lied, you embarrassed me." Scrappy stood still, his face expressionless. "You used motherhood like a weapon," he said quietly. Bambi just shrugged. "I call it balance." Jock in the corner sighed. "Should have stayed home today," he muttered. And just like that, the blogs exploded. Bambi had faked a pregnancy. Scrappy was once again heartbroken, and young Jock got dragged into drama he hadn't even asked for. TMZ wasted no time posting a photo of Scrappy at Chick-fil-A, looking completely defeated. Instagram was flooded with posts. Team Bambi, Team Scrappy, Team Jock, even Team Carly was trending for reasons no one could quite explain. Meanwhile, Mona Scott Young was probably raising a glass, whispering to herself, "We just made history." Then came the twist that no one saw coming. As the episode wrapped up, young Jock walked into Mona's office carrying a folder. Without saying a word, he set it down in front of her. Inside were actual ultrasound images, legal paperwork, and a real name. "I didn't get Bambi pregnant," he said, "but I did get someone pregnant." Mona looked up, her face unreadable. The screen went black. The moment shifted the entire vibe. While everyone else was caught up in Bambi's fake pregnancy, Jock had a real one brewing, but it wasn't with anyone from the current cast. Producers scrambled. Phones rang off the hook. Mona calmly flipped through the ultrasound like it was just another day at the office. Meanwhile, the cast was still spiraling from Bambi's mess. Jessica Dime went live on Instagram, throwing shade without naming names. Sierra was pacing like she was preparing a courtroom speech. Spice tried to stay neutral, but clearly wasn't succeeding. Jessica Dime had already set up a photo shoot, complete with the fake baby bump, with the caption, "Method acting for reality clowns." Scrappy, emotionally absent, had sent a message to producers saying, "I'm in airplane mode emotionally, don't call." Bambi, however, couldn't have been more relaxed. She filmed her next confessional in full glam, wearing a silk robe like she was the star of her own villain story. "I never said I was pregnant," she stated. "I said it might be possible. That's not lying. That's storytelling." As the internet split into two, with some calling her a genius and others dragging her for using motherhood as a weapon, the drama intensified. Meanwhile, Jock's real paternity mystery was quietly waiting to unravel. The final twist came at the reunion. Scrappy made a surprise confession. "Hoodie up," voice low, he said, "I thought this show would save me." It didn't. It just made the chaos louder. That ain't love. That ain't hip-hop. That's noise. The screen faded to black, and then the teaser for the reunion flashed on the screen. The cast was back, and it was more unhinged than ever. Bambi and Tamara, Jock's real baby mama, were face to face. What would happen next was anyone's guess, but one thing was for sure: the chaos had only just begun,